Hello, hello. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this first talk at Portal 2 today at day 2 of Odoo Connect. My colleague, JC Incapie, is going to talk to you about partnership programs, and I believe the rest of the programs in this room today will be about partnerships. Just give a quick hand for JC, and let's get going with day 2. Just one quick other thing, the session is being live streamed and recorded. At the end, there will be time for a few questions and answers. Please wait for the microphone so that the people on the internet can hear the questions. Let's get going.
Thank you guys very much. By the way, I'm not ignoring you. I know that you guys are here. Just trying to cast this onto the projection. Give me one quick second. Okay, we're here. Good morning, everyone. So, first off, thank you guys very much for coming to Odoo Connect. We're really happy to have you guys here. We're really happy to be connecting with you guys. And speaking more and of course, growing our ecosystem and what it is that we do here at Odoo. My name is JC Hincapi, Juan Carlos Hincapi. I am part of the executives at the Partnerships and Alliances team here in San Francisco. What we do here, one of my role and responsibilities here at Odoo is advising new companies, new prospects, folks that want to become distributors of our tool, folks that perhaps are implementing partners, perhaps have had an exposure to implementations or developments in other platforms, and they want to adapt Odoo as part of their business model. So part of my role and responsibilities here is show you the sort of the roadmap as to what it is to become an effective partner of ours at Odoo, and give you the right tools in order for you guys to create a new business model around us as a partner. So our conversation here is going to last about 30 minutes. I'm going to speed through some of these things we've talked today and of course this whole week about Odoo, so we're going to speed run through that process. But I really want to hone in on our ecosystem and what it is that we do and the way that we behave towards our partners and how our partners fit into this mold. Then we will speak about our benefits as partners. As partners, of course, the end goal is to be able to monetize it and monetize it properly. So we're going to talk about the monetization of the partnership program. And then ultimately, we are going to talk about the partnership requirements. This next slide, I don't think it was approved. It was definitely not approved by marketing. But as Jesse mentioned to us, this event here, or these events that we're going to be hosting, these classes that we're going to be hosting here in this room are very specific to partners. So it's really great for you guys to, if you guys want to become partners, to stick around and sort of see what it is that we're doing. So for example, afterwards, we're going to have a roadmap to partners. Then we're going to have a class to how to train your sales teams in order to be a little more effective in terms of the partnership. Then we're going to have just talks that are more geared to partnerships. So I think I invite you guys to stick around and to stay for these conversations, mainly because it's very important, very pertinent to us creating a business model around Odoo. So about Odoo. Odoo is a company that truly is global. It's worldwide. We currently have 9 offices all over the world, and we enjoy close to 4 million users worldwide. These statistics mainly geared to our partners. We currently have 2,700 or north of 2,700 partners in about 131 countries worldwide. So our reach is wide, is vast, is wide, and it's growing. We currently have 3,000 new databases per day. These are new opportunities of clients worldwide per day, and then 20,000 different applications. And I want to hone in on this 20,000 different applications in a little bit, and to talk to you guys a little more about what it is that our ecosystem means to these 20,000 applications. Our mission, of course, is spearheaded by our founder, and the mission is to help organizations grow by giving folks tools to empower the users by tools that they love. So this goes back to 15 years ongoing that this company has been around, and all this data that I just showed you guys has been because not only our founder but also us, the folks that work at Odoo, about 700 strong, all believe in this mission statement. And the mission statement, of course, is founded by our ecosystem. And the ecosystem is founded, of course, and spearheaded by our clients. Our clients is what drives Odoo's success. Our clients is what drives your success for folks that want to become partners. And of course, at the middle of it, the pillar is Odoo. We develop, of course, the basic products and the hosting services for our product. And going back to the 20,000 different applications that we have in our store is our Odoo community. These are close to 17,000 different, it's a mixture of implementators, distributors, programmers that are giving us this direct feedback loop as to what is going on in the market, what applications we should be building, where we should be pivoting towards in the market. So the community is giving us this direct feedback loop as to where we should be exploring and where we should be growing towards. Of course, this conversation that we're having here is towards our partners, and our partners are the ones that give us this direct reach to specialized and localized regions. Not only localizations, but also in very specific industries that we may not have a reach for. So our partners are the ones that have this very specific niche markets that are able to penetrate with our tools. So this is what creates our ecosystem. Our partners, of course, is one of our most important pillars of our entire organization. Generally, you will see here that we have a couple of slides, and it's either dead poets that people quote or dead presidents. But here we have our Yossi that we quote, and he generally says, without further ado, let's talk about the partnership program. So the partnership program and its benefits. The benefits to being a partner. And I think one of the most important benefits to folks like yourselves of being a partner is being able to utilize Odoo and Odoo's reach. We have a very, very strong SEO. And then what that means for you is that you're able to publish yourselves on our website and be able to piggyback off of our very strong SEO. If you have case studies or perhaps successes that you have had implementations with Odoo, you can punch them onto our website, onto the portal that'll be your website. And then by that, you'll be able to funnel more opportunities over to you. So we have some partners that specialize in very specific verticals, and it's really, really important for them to be able to showcase that to their end customers. What that means is that if somebody searches for a very, very, very specific granular silo of information, I have a partner that does recycling. And so what he does is that he has a business structure supporting a very specific recycling application. If you could imagine, recycling pertains to inventory management that has all these intricacies. Recycling itself, that's his application, that's his vertical, and he's got a myriad of applications supporting that very specific vertical. So in the website, if somebody searches Odoo recycling, immediately he pops up. So one of your benefits is for you to be able to publish yourself with us. You have access to the enterprise code. One of the things that we really thrive and we really are proud of is the fact that we're very versatile, and we're able to give versatility not only for the end user, but also for you as partners. It's really important for some folks to be able to dive into the code and be able to customize certain things as they see fit. So we give our partners the complete access to be able to edit the code by giving you the entire enterprise, either repository or the downloadable code. You have access to an account manager. The role of the account manager is a very pivotal point in the relationship that you will have with Odoo, in which you'll be able to access them in order to escalate any sort of questions that are important to you. The account managers are very important in order for you to strategically be able to negotiate these very specific deals, and for them to be able to guide you and maneuver you, and perhaps even train your sales teams in order to close these very specific deals. So these guys will be your first point of contact. These guys or gals will be your first point of contact, and will be able to escalate any sort of issues or questions that you may have. One of the questions that we generally see from partners is, hey, what happens when I become a partner? And what we say is that with your account manager, you will be able to have always somebody at your hand to be able to guide you through the process of partnership. You have access to our knowledge base. Our knowledge base, again, as I mentioned to you, we've been around since 2005. It's been a couple of years, a couple of iterations of knowledge that we've been able to accrue throughout the years. And our knowledge base is, again, it's a compilation of information that is important for you to be able to distribute the platform, whether it is as a partner, as a reseller, or perhaps for you to be able to implement a project the right, proper way, which is our methodology that we utilize. So you have access to the complete knowledge base. And then, of course, you have access to Odoo SH. Who here is familiar with Odoo SH? Show of hands. Great. Odoo SH is a great, great platform. Back in the day, we had a paradigm where people wanted to either we only could be hosted either on premises or on our SaaS, our databases. People wanted to have an ability for you to be able to customize, customize the code, be able to edit it. Back in the day, we couldn't do it, so we went ahead and developed this very specific platform as a service. We call it Odoo SH. And what Odoo SH is a platform for you to be able to access the code, be able to edit it, and then, of course, from there, be able to host it with us. We will maintain the code, we'll maintain the database. You'll be able to host it, to edit it, and the benefit to you as a partner is that you're able to monetize it. So instead of paying a AWS, rent for an AWS, or rent for a Google Cloud, you'd be renting, if you will, an Odoo SH, but the benefit to you is that you're able to monetize it. Additional benefits, you have access to our trademark, so you can use Odoo in your business cards. That's pretty cool. You have access to our scale-up game. It's a brand new game that we just launched. It's a pretty cool one, very nice. If you have demo databases and you would like to extend these databases for whatever reason, whether that is for training or perhaps the implementation is taking a little long, you're able to extend our databases, whether it's through your account manager or because you have a code, very specific code that you're able to edit it. You are able to participate in our worldwide partners forums. And I will hone in on that conversation a little later, but we, as I mentioned to you, we have 2,700 different partners all over the world. If you could imagine, if some folks may be really good at e-commerce, folks may be really good at inventory management, some folks may be really, really good at cannabis, I don't know. You don't want to lose a client, right? Because you're not well-versed in that. So what we do have is a forum, a very active forum, folks very, very good all over the world for you to be able to collaborate with these very specific partners, and of course be able to grow your offering of the services that you provide. Additionally, you have access to support packs. The difference between these sort of support packs as well as the regular support packs that we offer here is the fact that you're basically unlimited support packs. They do not end, they do not finalize the expiration of them, and you're able to access support from our developers, right? So developers such as folks that want we'll give you the code audit, as well as for you to be able to utilize our developers. And then, of course, perhaps I have seen some folks here that have been to events in the past and have also hosted events here in the past. These events are great. What we do is that one of the ways that we're able to penetrate markets is by us going to very specific localizations. We will do the majority of the heavy lifting when it comes to marketing, and our partners have a forum for them to be able to exemplify, I don't know, the projects that they're working on, perhaps the verticals that they work on. So it's really good. It's a really great way for us to penetrate a market, but most importantly, for us to funnel new leads or new business leads, our opportunities over to our partners.
Are those events hosted at your location or at our location?
So really quickly, the Q&A is going to be towards the end, but it would be your location. It would be your location. How do you monetize Odoo as an official partner? So I generally see it in 3 different ways. Here we have 5, but we'll hone in on all of them. We'll hone in on the ones that I generally see the majority of partners being able to revenue our partnership program. Our licensing is a function of a number of users that you utilize plus a number of applications that you utilize. That is what we call licensing, our license structure. So you as a partner are able to commission yourself 10, 15, or 20% partnership level that you're in based on what we charge for the end customer for the licensing, right? So 10, 15, 20% based on the licensing commission structure that we charge. As I mentioned to you guys before previously, Odoo SH is our hosting platform, our this hybrid between the on-premise and in our SaaS, where you're able to access the code. You are able to monetize it at a rate of $1,728 per year or $180 per month if you have a monthly contract per project, right? So if you have an N number of projects, then per project you're able to monetize it as such. Services. Services is the cost of you doing business, just as simple as that. We know the market sometimes offers, or there's a cost associated to the cost of you doing business. They perhaps will charge for a cost of your services. We eliminate that completely. Services is everything pertaining to the consulting, the pre-sale of it, the development of the project itself, and of course the support of it at the end. So we understand that it is your customer, and we will not set parameters upon you in terms of how much you charge your end customer, nor we will, if you want us to be independent of that conversation, something that we would understand. And then of course, yeah, this is going back to the services as to monetization, project management, project analysis, data migration, continuous support, app development, etc. And then of course, the other point is by creating applications. We have a very, very active Odoo App Store. The Odoo App Store, as I mentioned to you guys before, we have close to 20,000 different applications. You are able to host it there and of course monetize it through it. So if you guys want to go ahead, and some partners actually are very, very active on that. And what they do is that they funnel folks to be able to purchase their very specific products. And then the last thing that we see is that, and some partners are very, very successful doing this, which is support to other partners, right? And as I mentioned to you guys before, nobody's a jack of all trades. So if you guys focus on a very specific vertical that is in demand, AKA weed, cannabis in this moment, it's a very, very interesting and very, very specific niche market that there's a lot of demand. Some partners are doing really well, mainly because they focus strictly on that. So what are the partnership requirements to finalize my presentation and dive into the Q&A really quickly? The requirements for partnership is as follows. For the Ready partnership, we require 10 users as well as 1 certification. The certifications are based on the e-learning platform, which is effectively all the information that you that we have for you to be able to functionally be able to utilize the platform. 10 users, 1 certification. Silver, 50 users, 2 certifications. Gold, 150 users, 3 certifications. And of course, the cost of the partnership is $3,950, but we have an incentive approved by our manager. If we do business by the end of this week, we have some incentives for you guys. So that is who I am. We will be, by the way, we have a booth here in E3. So if you guys have any questions for me, please send me an email. More than happy to contact with you guys. We'll also be at E3, and then we will have, perhaps a little later, we'll be able to speak about the account managers. They also have a booth here for us to have these conversations to account manager. So again, without further ado, if you happen to have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Hi, JC.
Hi.
On slide 2, I think you mentioned partner forums where we could communicate with each other. Are those exclusive to partners, or is it the same as the community forums that are public and open to anyone using the product?
Right, so great question. So the question is, the forums, are they exclusive to partners versus the community? So we do have community forums that are completely open for you to dive in and ask these questions. At the same time, we do have a private for partners for them to be able to communicate directly in this very specific channel. Thank you.
Any other question?
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys very much for your attention. Again, as I mentioned to you, we'll be at E3, which is a booth located right over here. If you happen to have any questions for me. As I mentioned to you, this whole event here in this room is going to be geared for folks that want to become partners, that want to learn how to distribute the tool. So please stick around. It's going to be a succession of talks. The next one, I believe, is going to be the roadmap, spearheaded by our fearless leader, Elizabeth Sanchez. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, let's get started with the second talk in this partnership track today here in Portal 2 of Odoo Connect. Elizabeth Sanchez, who's the head of partnership and alliances for the Americas, is going to talk about the roadmap to success for partners. So thank you, Elizabeth. And at the end, please wait for the microphone for questions so that people on the internet we're streaming this can get to hear the questions as well. Okay, welcome.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited. This is day 2 of Odoo Connect. And thank you, JC, for the first presentation, and Jesse. As he mentioned, my name is Elizabeth Sanchez. I'm the head of Partnership and Alliances team here at Odoo. And like I said, we are excited. This is Odoo Connect, day 2, so let's get started. So today, just to give you kind of an overview, one of the things that we've been working on is a roadmap. So once you become a partner, really what is it that each partner needs to be focusing on and what each partner should be structuring their team. And this is part of a document that we will be adding for the partner knowledge. So this is just kind of a snippet of the work that we'll be working on and sharing with you guys soon. We will be covering information on how to structure your team and the type of strategies that you should be looking at. We will cover the partner knowledge, the resources that we have available for you. Also marketing, which is really important, sales, and then we'll wrap it up with a bit of Q&A. Great. You guys can come ahead and have a seat. Great. So when it comes to strategy and team structure, if this is a new business venture for you, one of the recommendations that we will do is for you to become a quick start partner. Now, what this means is that you will be offering a out-of-the-box solution. You will be focusing on doing modifications on the settings. You will be focusing on using our great Odoo Studio application and really not doing any modifications or very little modifications. And what we recommend is for you to have at least one salesperson and one functional expert. Now, when I say one salesperson, please keep in mind that I'm saying at least one salesperson and one functional expert. And I'll go into details what each one of these team members should be focusing on as soon as you become a partner. From there, we do have companies who have implemented software before, who are familiar with how to do an implementation, and so therefore they will be offering, or they will be more of a custom project partner. And you are offering a custom ERP that pretty much covers close to 100% of the client's needs, the customer's needs. So it's going to be very customizable, or you're going to be doing a lot of development to make sure that it is personalized. The software is fitting in with the needs of the end client. And here what you want to, the team that you want to set up is, again, have at least one salesperson and one project manager / leader. Now, the reason why I call it project manager / leader is because here at Odoo, they are known as project leaders. And the project leader at Odoo, not only are they the project managers, but they are also business analyst and the functional expert. So this one person will pretty much encompass all of these different roles. Now, in certain companies, I am aware that sometimes you have a functional expert and you have a business analyst, but here within Odoo, we really try to, we strive to have one person really take on all of these roles. And of course, if you are going to be a custom project partner, you must have at least one developer. Great. So what I want to cover next is the product knowledge and how each one of your team members really needs to focus on working as soon as you become a partner. So as a partner, you will have access, of course, to the functional trainings. Now, guys, keep in mind, these are the same trainings that we take here at Odoo, and they give us 2 to 3 weeks. But we are all day taking these trainings. We are looking at these videos, and we're working on this. I would say to give your team more time, just because it does take a lot more time. And for your salesperson, so you have a salesperson, they need to become experts on these or take these functional trainings, but they should be working with the account manager. The account manager, their sole purpose is to help them in sales strategies, to be able to be on calls with them, to do demos with them. But at the end of the day, what we want is your salesperson to be able to do these demos and become self-sufficient in being able to take on calls or demonstrations with the end clients. So use the account managers. They're there to help you on that, with that. And you also want to have your functional expert, your project manager / leader, to take these functional trainings. Now, what's important is that they will be focusing on learning the software, and your consultants should be the ones who get certified. I'll talk about this, but you are the one that's going to be doing the implementation. They should be focused on getting really familiar with the software. Again, your developer taking these functional trainings. The reason is because we don't want developers to be developing functions that can easily be configured had they just known the software a little bit better. The technical trainers, we also have, technical trainings, and they're here in San Francisco, and we have them about once every quarter. I believe the next one should be end of January, early February. They should know the code language Python, and again, have taken those trainings. From there, we have the knowledge base, the partner knowledge base. Now, I'm really excited about this because I've been with Odoo for some time, but in these past couple of months, we've added a lot of great information in terms of implementation methodology. We've worked really hard on making sure that we're providing as many resources for your teams, for our partners, and again, the roadmap should be added to that. So definitely, there's a lot of information, but it really is helpful, guys, and don't just glance over it, dive deep in it. We're really making sure that we are providing as many resources for you guys as possible. And again, the certification, we recommend the consultant to be taking these certifications. It's not technical at all, it's completely functional, it's based on the trainings, and they must pass with a 70%, it's about 80 questions. A bit of a side note here is that your consultant will be the one who is certified, so if your consultant leaves the company, you will be required as a partner to have somebody else be certified. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And the certification lasts approximately for the past, for 3 years. We obviously recommend our partners to be certified in every new version, but the reason why it is in the past or the most recent 3 versions is because that's what we support every time. So now that version 13 came out, the previous, we will support 13, 12, and 11. So 10 will no longer be supported. From there, I'll jump in and mention marketing. Now, this is a subject that I wish more partners would take more seriously, because especially when you're getting started, you guys want to make sure you guys are generating leads. You want to make sure you guys are attracting people to your website. So like JC mentioned, one of the first things that we do is that we publish you on our website as an official partner. I cannot tell you how many partners I've known who have been partners for 4 years and they have the same description, very short description, very simple description. Guys, we are publishing you on our website. Make sure you put effort into that. Make sure every time you're doing an implementation, you collect the reference, we publish you. It gives you a higher visibility. You're higher on our page. It is effective. You get, trust me, you get leads generated to your page, or clients who are looking for a specific type of partner that focuses on something. It's important that you're putting that information there. Like JC mentioned, I mean, we have over 600,000 unique visitors per month and over 1.5 million visitors per month. So it's important. Make sure you guys are publishing this information and you guys are taking the time to update it and to continuously put references there. Now, I say this also to a lot of my partners: update your website. Make sure your website looks transparent, is an amazing website where they're able to contact you guys. Every effort that you do in terms of marketing should lead them to your website or should lead them to call you. So make sure that your website is powerful, it's effective, and that you're regularly communicating to your audience, that you're regularly publishing content. If you guys, have just became a partner, make sure you guys are posting that on blogs. Make sure that if you are just going live with a new client, that's exciting. You guys need to be convey this information to your audience. If you have just gotten certified, any road shows, anything that you're participating, please make sure that you're actively on social media. Don't underestimate, the power of social media nowadays. So make sure you're using all of the different forums like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. We have a lot of partners who have YouTube videos just on showing on specific industries and showing certain features, and they get clients through that. So you want to be effective. You guys want to make sure that in the beginning you are focusing these efforts in marketing, because it's going to pay off. It's going to be a lot of work that you do in the beginning, but later on we have partners who currently can't even take on new projects because they're getting so many different projects, and they can only take so many. Referrals, the best type of clients is the clients who were referred by another client who was happy. So you have, a list of clients. Make sure you're selling, a mass mail, doing certain type of referral incentives. The purpose, like I said, is to generate leads for you and to make sure that you guys are being effective in learning about all of these, or generating leads and generating business. You can also participate in public and private bids. There's certain websites where you can submit these. And participate in events. We have road shows. JC mentioned it. I definitely absolutely love attending road shows, and this is pretty much where we collaborate with our partners and showing the software and really having great events. And then if you are focused on a certain type of industry, make sure you're participating. If you're in manufacturing, make sure you're going to these type of fairs, getting to know. As you know, here in the US, it's a lot of visibility. So the more they see you, the more they see that you're active, that you're working on road shows, that you're going to certain events, you start becoming like the person to go to, the partner to go to. So I want to make sure that I emphasize that and the power of that. Now I want to talk about your sales and your sales team. I'll pretty much kind of do an overview on this because Raul will be diving in a little bit deeper of how our partners work and how you should set up your sales team. But for me and my team, I focus on qualifying. You must know, your salesperson must know how to qualify really well. I cannot emphasize the importance on that. If you don't qualify well, you don't know how to help your end client, and you want to focus on solution selling. So obviously everybody has heard of BANT, budget, authority, need, and timeline. Now the reason why this is important is that you want to qualify, one, to figure out what their need is, what their timeline, but two, to see if this is a good lead for you. If you are just a quick start type of partner and you realize that this client will need custom development, this is not a good fit for you. Or maybe you realize during this that the client is not looking to start the project until Q2 of 2020. So you know how to prioritize. Sorry. And so, your salesperson needs to know how to qualify effectively so that you realize whether this is a good lead for you. How are you going to help them? It has to be a qualification where it focuses on their needs and you're really able to pinpoint what's their financial impact. I mean, I can't tell you when I have clients who tell us, I'm looking for a software that I can manage my inventory. And then a lot of salespeople would be like, okay, let me show you the software. But it's like, no, why? Oh, because I'm using Excel and I'm losing track of certain products. And to me, I'm like, whoa. You don't know where your products are at, you're losing money. This is something that is a need, and so therefore whenever you show a product or you show the demo, you're able to highlight this and really show how Odoo will be able to help them. Now, another thing that's important is that your salesperson needs to know how to differentiate Odoo and in the marketplace, because they will be asked these tough questions. They will say, why Odoo and not why this software? Or what makes Odoo different? Or what should I do? They should be able to be comfortable in answering these questions, not only on Odoo, but also you as a company. What makes you better than that partner? How do you differentiate yourself? And your salesperson will be asked these questions all the time, and they should be comfortable in being able to differentiate itself, from a business model and standpoint, and the product and the different services that you offer. We had a talk about this yesterday, Pamela, so if you didn't get a chance to see it, make sure, it's on YouTube, so you can check it out. But yes, pretty much, you want to make sure that you're focusing your time, your resources. Don't just become a partner and then say, well, I'll just wing it or figure it out, or, make sure that you're being active. You want to hit the road running. You want to be successful, right? And so I'll open it up to the Q&A, but I just want to mention that, we are, or as a team, the message that I sent out is that we are not looking for you to become a partner 1 year. We're looking for you to become a partner for a lifetime. So our goal is to make sure that we're providing as many resources and that your account manager is working along with you as much as possible so that you become successful, so that you are successful because, it comes back to us. So that's really what we're trying to present. And with that, I'll open up the Q&A. I want to thank you guys for being here, and I appreciate any questions you guys may have. Yeah, of course.
Yes, do you provide your partners with competitive comparisons of other platforms?
So we do have white papers where we compare in certain type of different softwares and so on. I do believe that our marketing team is working on updating them as well, and that's something that we definitely have been doing a lot more. I think there's a couple of talks too in which we are having, I think it's like SAP versus Odoo, so definitely check them out. And then we also are having certain interviews with our with our partners, because our partners are in the field, right? They know best when they're working on a deal of saying, hey, we're working with this, and this is why we won this project, because we were able to show X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, anything documented we could have afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hi, two questions, please. So the first one is, how can we contribute with roadshows as partners? And the second one will be, how can we access the knowledge base? Where is the access? Is it a
How
website?
can we access, I'm sorry?
Odoo's knowledge base.
Yes.
Okay.
So, first question, the way that we work with our partners to do the roadshows. So your account manager, it has a cost. I believe it is $2,000. And so pretty much the way it works is that we take care of a lot of the marketing. We take care of setting up the place or renting out the place. We also fly people over to wherever your location is at from our team, and our team will do the presentation, and then our partners jump in and pretty much differentiate themselves on with the services they offer. They also do sometimes a little demo, and they talk a lot more detail of what they do. But that's kind of how we work with our roadshows.
Is it possible to group with other partners and
Yes,
contribute that way?
yes, definitely. That's something that's effective and that we do with other partners. And so, especially I think in Latin America, we have a lot of partners. Sometimes we have up to 3 or 4 partners for one event. And then your second question is, how do you have access to the partner knowledge base?
Yeah.
So as soon as you become a partner, you have access to a partner dashboard. And within there, you can select it, and it takes you to the partner knowledge base.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Another question over here?
My question is about Odoo Direct.
Odoo,
re- related to Odoo Direct.
okay.
Yeah. So, what is Odoo strategy in building a basically good relationship or win-win relationship between partner and Odoo? Because recently Odoo has Odoo Direct services, right? I mean, the implementation service by Odoo. Yeah. And and partners doing the same thing. So the question is how we can have basically avoid a conflict
Yeah.
between Odoo and
yeah.
partners.
Yes, of course. So that's a very important question. Is a very good. So one of the things is that partners offer a lot of the services that we don't offer, and so being on site is definitely one of them. We definitely always from San Francisco we are implementing from a distance, but aside from that, we don't we don't work on any projects that are on premise. So that, and also our development is very limited. We do, I think the max is 10 hours that we will do maybe for one project. And therefore, and then we also don't specify on certain industries. And the support that's continuous, usually the trainings that are on site, our partners do a lot of trainings, they do a more detailed gap analysis, and then they also, after they give support on being on call or being able to train their sales, like I mentioned, on site. So there are a lot of services that we don't offer that our partners do. And then we also focus on very small type of projects when we implement, and it's a lot of out of the box as well. Yeah.
In the previous presentation, to become a partner, you have 10 users and one certified guy, and then you said quick start is one certified guy. What's the difference?
Yes, so the way it works is that when you become a partner, the first level is called the ready level. And in this level, you are only required to have one person certified. And in this level, you are required to have 10 users. So that means that you have a client at least of 10 users. Now, to move up to the silver level, you must have a minimum of 50 users or 50 clients. This means that you've implemented 50 users, so it could be one company with 50 users or 10 companies with 5 users each. And in this level, we require for you to have 2 personnel certified. Now, the third level is called the gold level, and you get to the gold level once you have implemented 150 users. And from here, we publish you as a gold partner, the same, and here in this level, you are required to have 3 people certified.
No, I got that, but if you become a quick partner, what was that?
So the quick start partner and the custom partner has nothing to do with the levels. It's just the type of partner that you will be. So sometimes certain partners, we have very successful partners who just implement a quick start. This means that it's out of the box. So whether you're a quick start partner or a custom project partner, that is not related to the levels. You can be, we have gold partners who are just quick start partners. Is that?
Yeah, so if you're a quick start partner and you have no users right now, you just have certification, that's okay you are still ready or not ready?
Yes. So you would be, yes.
Or you only become ready after 10?
No, so, yeah. So you will be ready, yes.
Okay.
So in order to maintain that, yeah, exactly. Okay, sorry.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Can material like yesterday's presentation on Odoo's differentiation be shared in the partner's knowledge base?
It is actually shared on our YouTube channel, so it's available to everyone.
But not the slide deck.
The slide deck, you can probably get that from your account manager. Your account manager will be able to do that to partners, exactly. This material will be only for partners. Mhm.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yeah.
In your experience, what's been the customer profile where Odoo has been most successful?
What is
the customer profile where Odoo has been most successful in terms of size, industry, functions from the ecosystems used, and so on?
So I can only speak from the San Francisco office. Our partners strive in manufacturing, production. Here in the U.S., it has been that. But with that being said, I know we laugh about it quite a bit, but cannabis has been growing so, the demand for having a software in the cannabis because of the special type of regulations that it requires, being able to modify the software, has been growing quite a bit. So as much as I say manufacturing and production, also, retail and stuff like that, but cannabis is showing it's picking up in here. And the size of the companies, I don't want to give you a number because I'm not 100% sure, so I prefer not to say. Yeah, I'll check that out for sure. Here you go. No more Q&A? Okay, sorry. Okay. If you have any questions, we'll be at the partnership booth. Again, thank you so much for being here. And then now we have Raul, who's amazing, and we'll be able to talk a little bit more about the account managers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to talk number 3 of this partnership track and Portal 2 today. Raul Sanchez, which is one of our channel team managers, I believe, will be talking about how to train salespeople to be better partners. So thank you, Raul.
Thanks.
And welcome.
So very excited to be here. As I was preparing for this talk, I was thinking about what's the sweet pill that I can give people so that they can better or efficiently prepare their sales people. And then I noticed that there isn't any. Training salespeople and creating a structure so that people are successful embodies many tools. And in my work at Odoo, I've been lucky enough to be exposed to, one, the partners. I manage a portfolio of partners, and I've seen what makes these partners successful. Two, the end user. I'm in direct contact, usually with the end user, And I've been able to develop the skills needed in order to successfully understand the needs and solve the issues that they have. And 3, I manage a team of 5 salespeople, and I also have the opportunity to develop their skills in order to become better at what they do. So we have lots to cover, and this will be the agenda. First, we're going to start by the structure level. So how do you create a successful structure for your salespeople? Then, what to look for when hiring salespeople. Even if you have a successful structure and a solid one, if you don't hire the right people, then they might not be successful at it. 3, ramp up and learning. You'll hear Fabian, the CEO of Odoo, talk a lot about having a ramp up period, a learning period, and the importance of having that for a certain time so that you prepare the salespeople to be successful. The day-to-day, I'm going to share a little bit of what do we do on a daily basis, how do we organize our time, and how do we prioritize into what's most important. And then definitely last but not least, how do we keep people motivated? How do we make them go the extra mile for the company, for the mission, for themselves? Creating a successful selling structure. So we are a fast-growing company. We've been pivoting and we've been changing our structure often. And something that the structure that we have right now, it's been proven to be very successful. And it starts with very basic. We have different teams. A clear example of this is the team that I manage is in charge of bringing new revenue to the company. We have another team that takes care of recurring revenue, so making sure clients keep on renewing their subscriptions. If the team that I manage will be having the focus on one selling and another maintaining, they wouldn't be as successful as they are, or they wouldn't bring as many revenue, because their attention will be divided. We also have a support team, and we have success pack with consultants. Again, if a salesperson is in charge of giving support or giving even consulting services, then they'll be losing time and focus on what's most important, bringing new revenue. Commission payout based on goals. In Odoo, around 65% of the employees are salespeople, and around 35% of our overall payout is commission-based. So we need to meet quota in order to get our full amount. The commissions are based on on what we've previously generated in terms of revenue and on the future potential of growth. That doesn't mean that if we're growing at 70%, which we are over a year, my goal is going to increase next year to a 70%. No, but my team might increase so that as a team achieve that 20% growth. Inbound versus outbound. And this is, again, the focus. And you're going to hear throughout my talk a lot about focus, structure, and time management. And if you were on my team, you will listen to this every single day. Inbound versus outbound. If I have a person that's doing inbound and calling leads, that's a complete different thing as also getting the leads and having time to call and convert those leads. So make sure that you structure the time that needs to be given to getting the leads and also then the time to convert those leads. At Odoo, the leads that we manage are the ones that are inbound. So as many of you know, anybody that downloads a database creates a lead, and those are the leads that we work with, and also those are the leads that we distribute to our partners. Ramp up and learning period. I'm gonna dive deeper into this, but like I said before, it's super important to have a structured way that you can breeze your salespeople in order to be successful. And work from office. This is a very delicate topic, especially being in the Bay Area, but I've truly experienced firsthand the importance of having all of your team working at the office together. It not only decreases the learning curve, it decreases the ramp-up period, it also creates a community. It also creates a sense that we are all in the same boat, striving for the same goal. And that wouldn't have been achievable if everybody's working from different places. So now that you have a structure, and that you have defined a successful structure, what to look for when hiring salespeople? At Odoo, we hire on skills and potential. We don't hire on experience. When we hire, there's a lot of talks on this, but when we hire, we give the potential or the applicant a case scenario. And then as they resolve this case, the manager who's interviewing is able to determine if this person has the skills or the potential to be successful at their work. Now, what are the skills that we look for? Excellent communication skills, of course. Most of that time we spend on the phone or through a screen on Skype. What we do is very complicated. We need to be able to convey a message that it's clear. We need to be able to transmit trust in the clients. Change management is complicated. Companies want to change ERP once in a lifetime. So we need to truly embody that sense of trust. Excellent organizational skills, confident, fast learner, and quick to adapt. Like I said, we're a fast-growing company, and we're quickly evolving. Every year we launch a new version. Every year we have new apps. We need people that are able to turn off the page quickly and push the boat where the company wants to be pushed. Able to prioritize time management. Self-motivated and driven. Ambitious. Good organizational skills. And my favorite, and the one that we look the most for, coachable. People that are able to receive feedback and immediately execute that feedback. Like I said, we changed quite a lot. 2 years ago, we changed our pricing methodology, and we needed to quickly adapt and start changing our speech. Now that you have the salesperson, the ramp up, how do I train this salesperson to be successful? So this is how we do it. We give 2.5 months of commission covered. So like I said before, everybody at Odoo, the salespeople, get commissioned. For the first 2.5 months, we cover that commission for them. They don't have to meet quota. Their sole focus is on learning. Learning the company, the industry, and the product. The product is something that's very important. None of our clients are going to buy from us if they don't see that this is worthwhile buying. So we often engage in demos, and we often show the companies how they can solve their needs using our software. Product knowledge. How do we train from product knowledge? And by the way, all of the tools that we use to train our people are the same tools that are available for partners and from end users. We use our YouTube channel and the videos from Amy. That's on odoo.com/slides, available for everybody. Those are the same tools that we use to train our salespeople on product knowledge. How do we do it? We use case scenarios. So for the first 3 weeks, the new salesperson prepares a case scenario where they need to show a demo of Odoo and solve the problem that the customer or the case has. They do the demo presentation, and we have very high standards of this. We take it very seriously. The first apps that they learn are CRM, sales, invoicing, website. Then we go into manufacturing, inventory, invoicing, and then we switch into the service industry with project, timesheet, subscriptions, e-commerce. Clearly, this doesn't cover all of the modules that we offer. However, this will give them the base so that they can then by themselves learn the other modules and are able to learn by themselves everything else that the customer might need. During this ramp-up period, of course, the new employee is learning about Odoo, the industry. But also, us as managers, we're learning from them. We're learning about how fast they are in learning the product, how good are they in communicating and selling Odoo, how good are they receiving feedback, and how fast are they taking to implement the feedback that we give them. If a salesperson in the first demo receives one feedback and he's not able to implement this feedback on the second, then we need to have a conversation. And how much effort they're putting. We all have quotas, and our quotas are 100% achievable, but we need to put on the work. We need to put on the effort, and we expect that since day one, with the demos, with the preparation. Calls and emails. After they know about the product, we'll start doing calls and demo shadowing. So the new hire will shadow a more experienced or a senior salesperson. They'll do demos together, and they'll receive feedback. We'll do calls together, they'll receive feedback, and they'll prepare their pipeline, they'll prepare their sales for their first month out of ramp-up, so for the first month where they actually need to meet quota. The day-to-day of a salesperson. So now they're trained, how do they organize their time? Again, time management, one of the biggest challenges that we faced and one that we truly embody. And this is a picture that I paint to all of the salespeople. We have a dashboard that often shows how much we're selling on a day-to-day. And I tell them, if adding numbers to this dashboard is not, if what you're doing is not adding numbers to this dashboard, then what you're doing is not a priority. And of course, we have lots of things going on that go maybe above of doing a sale, that go away or takes away from doing a sale. But we want to be focused on what is important, which is bringing the new revenue. This is how a couple of the people on my team organize their time. And you can see how they have logs of calling time, where what they only be doing is calling, following ups, doing demos. During this time, they might not even answer any emails. They go in, they do calls, they do follow-ups, they do demos. Average amount of calls per day that we do, our best salespeople do between 16 and 20 calls per day. And these are all follow-ups or demos. The sales process. We start with a qualification process, with a qualification call. This is the first call that we give to our clients. This is where we find out what the customer's needs, of course, what are their biggest pain points, who are we talking to, if that's a decision maker or not, and how can we get in touch with the decision maker, the budget, and the timeline. Then we show and we do. This is a lot of back and forth as we understand. As we show something, then the customer tells us, well, but I want it a little bit different, and then we switch the demo, we show them what they want, and there's all of this takes around 3 months, and then we do a lot of follow-ups until we close the sale. I want to finish with how to bring the best out of your salespeople. And maybe to understand more of how we maintain motivated our salespeople, I want to dive into understanding a little bit more the times that we're living in. Who here has a colleague or an employee that was born between 1981 and 1996? All of the people that I manage are millennials. By 2020, over 50% of the workforce are going to be millennials. What do we care about? Purpose and autonomy. I don't come to Odoo to sell software. I come to Odoo to empower businesses to grow their organizations with the tools that they offer. I come to Odoo to help our partners grow, to elevate the partners. I come to Odoo to develop the skills that my team needs to become better persons, better at their jobs, happy. Know what your employees care about and help them in their endeavors. I have Jimena on my team. She was super clear since the beginning. Her most important thing is her 3-year-old. She wants to get her things done, be as active as possible, so that she can live and spend time with Mila. Everything around what we do together is about how can she be more productive so that she can do a great job and then have time and spend with her family. She takes 20-minute breaks sometimes. She comes at 7, leaves at 3 if she has to. Relate their work to what they care about. I have Mark on my team. Many times he engages in servicing the customer. He's very, very passionate about learning and growing. He wants to learn how, the other day, he had a case in which a customer was transitioning from SaaS to Odoo SH, something that we often delegate to our support team. He was completely engaged in the whole process. And even we were talking, and I was telling Mark, maybe you are diverting your focus in the sales to give service. And he's like, I want to learn. And that's perfectly. He stays 2 hours extra a day because he wants to learn more. Show them the path and get out of the way. Yes, we have call logs. Yes, we have a lot of time where we spend calling, but they choose what time are they going to be doing the calls. If in between they want to go and play ping pong, they're going to go ahead and do it. We don't tell them how to organize. We show them the path and then get out of the way. And I want to finish this with a quote of one of my favorite authors. He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. The other day, Mark, another one of the salespeople that I manage, came to me at 6 p.m. and he told me, Raul, I'm going home. He had been at work since 7. I'm going home because at 2 a.m. I have a demo with one of my partners. I was like, what? At 2 a.m.? And he's like, yeah, my partner has a client that is in Europe and I want to be with him. I want to be with him on the demo and try to help this customer. He's passionate about helping the customer. He's passionate about helping the partners. He doesn't come to work passionately and work until 2 a.m. for me. He does it for him, and because his purpose is to become better at what he does. Thank you. If there's any questions, happy to answer.
Do you have any scorecards?
Yeah. We have a scorecard where we track the sales of all of the salespeople, and we often see how are they in terms of their quota, and then what can we work on for them to meet the quota. Yeah, of course.
You have scorecards for the client, for the customer, and for the salespeople?
For the salespeople only. Thanks. Appreciate it.
My question to you is about those numbers that you shared, 2.5 months and those. Is it based on the partner sales? Is it based on the direct sales? What's your basis behind those metrics that you've used?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It's based on both. So we engage often directly to the client, and we try to get new customers for our partners, and then we also engage with the partners and try to help them close the leads that they bring to us. So during that 2.5 months, they need to prepare their pipeline, so for the third month, they're able to meet their quota. Does that answer your question?
So you are expecting within the first 3 months, this person would bring in at least one customer, is that?
No, much more than that. Yeah, much more than that. To meet quota on average, it's like 15, 16 new customers. It depends on the size, but usually that's. Yeah.
So you mentioned that most of your sales is spending time on the phone.
Yeah.
So how do you get leads for that?
How do we get a lead
needs to
from?
yeah.
So Elizabeth was sharing a couple of key numbers that we have, and we have over 1.6 million new visitors on our website, and then we have hundreds of downloads. And every person, like I was sharing before, every person that downloads a database in Odoo, it's created a lead. And we often engage with these leads, and sometimes we pass also some of these leads to our partners, of course.
Okay. So do you conduct any road shows, all those things? Do you conduct any road shows or conducting various workshops, road shows?
I understand the question. Road shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do road shows a lot. That's another way. And actually, I wanted to add on the question that you asked before about the road shows. The road shows is an amazing way of generating leads. In Latin America, we have average subscriptions, average registrations of 1,300 and attendance over 400. So all of these leads are distributed to the partners. And these are people that are interested in Odoo.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I saw you had a system to measure your salespeople from the time they came on all through that 2.5 months. What percentage of people don't make it past like 3 months?
That's a very good question. On my team, I'm going to say that everybody made it. And it's something that also takes us to another point. And on one of Fabian's talks during the other experience, he said that one of his biggest mistakes was to take too long into firing people. He said that when he knew that that person was not going to work for him, he advised partners and startups to make quick decisions. We hire fast, and we have an intense ramp-up period so that we can evaluate them, and if we have to make a decision, we'll make it fast as well.
When you have a complex leads, complex project, do you have any pre-sales or do you do it alone?
What do you mean by pre-sales?
Like a consultant.
We often try to understand the customer's needs as much as possible. We generate demos, and then we get feedback. If it's more complex, we bring the partner on board. We get to understand more. We get to understand more about our tool, dig deeper into all of the videos, and try as much as to show what the customer needs. And then if it's something that we don't cover, then of course we leverage the resources with the partners.
And do you have any idea about the percentage of leads you can manage directly and percentage of lead you need a consultant or a partner to close it?
I think from a first call qualification to the customer being able to understand that even if he hasn't seen everything that he needs, this is the tool that they need and they can achieve what they are looking for with Odoo. I mean, there's this gap where they're not gonna know exactly, but they know that Odoo is a tool that's gonna be able to get where they want. So all of the leads we can manage. But often we bring the partners on board, of course, since day one. If they're gonna be doing the implementation, we want the partner to do the demo, to be engaged with the client because they wanna build that trust. They're gonna be the ones implementing.
Okay, thank you.
So based on what you're saying, what's your business model is to do everything direct, or how does it work? Because
No, both, actually. My department takes care of, we manage the partners, so we are often calling leads to refer to our partners so that the partners can do the implementation.
But I was talking to a couple of gold partners, they said we hardly get any leads from Odoo directly. You have to go get your own.
It's both ways, right? Like we get leads and the partners also get leads. And that's the way that we also leverage the resource of a Hamina channel. And I'm gonna be 100% honest, none of our partners are successful with the leads that we give them. And that's why we also provide some tools in terms of marketing so that they can expand their outreach. We provide leads, but you're not gonna be super successful with only the leads that we offer. We wanna help you, and this is a partnership. We bring some, and then you're gonna have to.
What is the competition with Odoo and partners? That's my question.
Yes, and Elizabeth touched base on that on the previous. There's many services that we don't offer as far as consulting. Our services in consulting is mainly quick start. We have limited development hours, I believe is 10. And other than that, the partners are gonna be taken care of.
So out of 70 million revenue, what is the split between partners and Odoo direct?
I wouldn't be able to tell you the exact number. I'll have to double check that for you. If you want, we can talk about it. Yeah, of course, later.
Hi, you said that you helped partners close deals. In which way can we partners request help from you?
I have oftentimes partners wanting to join us in a demo presentation to complement the knowledge of the partners, to also show that there's a company behind the partner supporting them. We do presentations like the one that you've been seeing here in Odoo Connect with the partner, with the clients. So that's a way, of course. Thanks. And for new partners, we also engage in us making the demo. The partner knows how to do an effective demo. We give feedback to the partners on how to create a better demos too. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
So for quota purposes, do you differentiate based on the size of the account? I mean, let's say if you get a fairly large account, do you hand it over to somebody more experienced, or how do you manage, the size of the opportunity with your team?
That's a great question. We all have the, depending on where, on the market that you're working on, Northern versus Latin, you have different quotas. And a junior account manager, a junior salesperson can be trying to close a very big, complex deal, and we're gonna provide all of the tools for that account manager to do it. We want our people to learn as fast as possible. So even if it's complicated, we'll help them close it.
You mentioned that one of your team members was working with the customer from Europe. So how do you distribute the leads that are coming from another regions?
This was a lead that a partner brought. So it wasn't a lead that we got from Europe. It was a lead that the partner needed some help with, and it was in Europe. It happened to be in Europe. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. If you guys have more questions, I'll be around, so feel free to pick my brain.
See. All right, I think we can get going with the fourth and final talk this morning of the partnership track here at Portal 2. It's on the screen, tips and best practices for partners. The speakers will be Mateus Hexel, who's with us here in Odoo, San Francisco, and Rafael Petrella. So thank you guys. At the end, there'll be time for Q&A?
Yes.
Okay, and just wait for the microphone if you can, because we're streaming, recording, and it sounds better if we can use the mic. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for coming. And like he said, my name is Mateus Hexel. I work with Odoo here in San Francisco. I invited Rafael Petrella, CEO of CLIT, one of my largest partners. The reason for this talk is that each account manager holds over 30 partners. And the common question we get is, how can I be successful? What can we do? Why is that partner gold and why am I ready? Like, what am I doing wrong? And Rafael and I have developed a strategy to work together, and our goal was to make sure that he's got the qualified staff and the methodology and all the best practices to be a gold partner. Our strategy has worked successfully, and within, 3 or 4 months, we took CLIT from already partner to a gold partner in Brazil, a country in a constant recession, and silver partner in the US, and already partner in Canada. So that is, when we heard about the Odoo Connect talks, I was like, Rafael, if you're okay, I want to do a talk with you, and so you can share the insights of what you did in your company, how you structured your team, how you're training your team, and explain to every partner, every current partner, and every potential partner the best practices on becoming successful. So thank you, Rafael.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to this talk. Let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Rafael Petrella. I'm a CEO at CLIT, and I'm here today to show you what we are doing. Okay, thank you. The first tip that I have to share with you is you must have at least one person, a dedicated sales team, so to take care of the leads. This person will represent your customer inside your company. So avoid missing follow-ups, avoid promise what you can keep. So it's very important to have a dedicated salesperson to work on the leads for you. So you must have at least one dedicated person to take care of the leads. So this person will represent your customer inside your companies. You can do everything by yourself.
Okay. And if I can amend something in here. So a common thing is all of the partners have IT knowledge and are developers, but are you the best salesperson? You know, the person that wants to do everything, we know that it ends up doing nothing. So first thing when Rafael said, Mateus, what do we need? And I said, Rafael, I need a Salesforce team. I need somebody to contact the people. Am I contacting Rafael's customers? Yes. My job and all of Odoo account manager's job is to contact the customers and help the partner to succeed. If the partner succeeds, we succeed. Everybody's happy, right? We make a successful partnership. But when they get a project, then we have another customer to contact. Who's going to contact that customer if they don't have a sales team? No one. We're going to miss follow-ups, or we're going to miss the delivery deadline for the project. So we need everybody in their current place. So your sales team sells. As soon as they sell, they send it to the development team, to the implementation team. So everybody's doing what they're best at.
Yeah, and to close a lead, it will take about 3 months. So you need to do a lot of follow-up with the customer, make a lot of presentations. So if you don't have a dedicated person to take care of the customer of the lead, it will be very difficult to close the sales. Okay. The second tip is the knowledge and training. So the sales team needs to come from business. We know that. So, but they should have considerable knowledge about ERP, business process, Odoo features, and competitor. So you must give them a full Odoo training. It will always be a work in progress. We know that it's very hard, but how you sell Odoo if they don't know all the features, if they don't know all the modules, all the specialty that we have in Odoo. So they need to know. So today we have training available at the Odoo platform that they can perform. They can see all the videos. So it will be help them to talk to the customer, to giving them some details about the software before you start a presentation, before connect the customer to a technical guy to show the system. So you must have to train your salesperson.
I mean, it's ERP is always evolving. Odoo is constantly evolving. We just launched V13, as all of you have seen. And we're going to launch V14 next year and so on. So there's always knowledge out there. And how can a salesperson sell if they don't know what they're talking about? What if you're contacting a lead and the lead asks you a curveball question? How do you get out of that question? Well, if you don't know, you don't get out. So you need to know the answer. How do you know the answer? Study. Some people think that, well, but I have over 15 years of experience. It doesn't matter. There's always new things out there, and if you're stuck in that mentality that you have years of experience, you won't succeed. So you have to be open-minded for new things, new challenges. Train your sales staff. I mean, if your sales staff doesn't succeed, is it all 100% their fault? If you're not training them, it's not their fault. So you have to understand that in order for your team to succeed, you, as their leader, have to get them there, right?
So, and the problem is not training and develop our employees. So, and they go to other companies. All the time is we ask that. So I will expend money to train my people, but the problem is when you don't train and develop the employees and they stay in your company. So this will be the problem.
Keeping them happy.
Yeah.
They will stay forever.
So the number 3, so the tip 3 is clear commission strategy. So you need to provide an incentive, commission, bonus, clear strategy focused on sales closing to the salesperson. You have to create a KPIs, define targets, and schedule weekly one-on-one meetings. So it's very important to give your feedback to your team. So what they are doing wrong, what they need to be better, where. So how can do that? So you need to provide support to your team. So they need to work a lot on the leads, but you need to provide the support. But you can stay all the days with the team, but you need to reserve 1 hour a weekly to talk with them. So it's necessary.
Also, setting up a ramp-up curve, it's the most successful strategy you have. So a lot of people, when they're joining a new venture, they're joining a new company, it's like, well, but so if I don't sell, then if my commission incentive is nice, but what if I don't sell? Then how do I survive, right? So the person has that behind their minds. And sometimes we think that doesn't affect, but it does. So you have to come to a sense of as to what can you offer to your employees for them to learn. Well, here's everything for you to learn. You have a month and a half for your learning curve. Yes, schedule one-on-one meetings with them, but set what they need to be. Well, so week 1, you need to learn about this, this, and this. You're not contacting any customers. Week 2, you're going to study about this, this, and this, and I'm going to send you a couple of customers for you to do a trial run, because they need to be comfortable. If they're not comfortable talking about something, how can they succeed? I mean, we all know in sales, if you don't show confidence, that's it. It's the end. We're not going to close it. And how can you be confident? Is that if you know all the possible outcomes and you know a way out of all of them. So this is the most important. And how you get there? By having a ramp up, by having a clear goal. I was like, my employees have to know this and this and this by week 1, 2, and 3, and then they can hit the floor up and running.
The next one is contact a lead. So the main focus in the first contact with a lead should be to offer something free of charge. So you need to create a relationship with the lead, with your potential customer. So and depending on the size of the opportunity, sometimes provide small customization for a better demonstration. So because it's very hard to the customer, to a potential customer, understand what you are thinking. So all the times you see their problem and think about how I can do that on Odoo or how I can customize it to present to my customer, but it's very hard to the end user to understand that. They are not technical guys. And sometimes if you just change some labels in the screen or use the studio to add some fields at the screen to make a better presentation, it will be helpful to close the lead.
And it's when we're contacting a customer, and we've all been there, we all bought something, either it's a car, a house, anything, and everybody wants to buy something, but no one wants to be sold, right? So whenever we say, I'm a salesperson, a lot of people go like, ugh, salesperson. So how can we make sure that the customer trusts us when we're doing a demo, right? So we're showing them, oh, but can Odoo do this? Yes, it can. But if they're not seeing, are they 100% believing in you? I'm telling you, no. So if there's a chance to prepare, always prepare your demo and customize it to fit to the customer's needs. A lot of people go demo Odoo or whatever, and is it effective? Yes. Is it 100% effective? No, because the customer have one specific problem. Rarely the problem is the same one from customer A to customer B. So you have to adapt to the circumstance and make sure that the customer is seeing clearly his business flow inside Odoo. Even if, well, we sell computers, okay. So take your time to present a nice demo. Make sure the product you're selling is computer, so the customers see clearly his business flow. Oh, and here we can customize from product A to computer. Well, if you had the time to put product A, you have the time to put computer there. So small details at the end make a big difference.
Yeah, you have to learn before contact the customer. So which industry they belong to, what do they sell, who's their clients, what's the opportunity size, so what the size of the company that you are contacting. So, and you need to learn, you need to use the customer own language and words. So you'll be much more confident if you use their words. So you have to do something before you contact the lead. So you need to enter on their website, try to get all the information that's available in the internet, try to open the LinkedIn, find the customer before contact them. So it will be much more confident if you do that before.
That's the best one.
Yeah. A demonstration is not a training section. This is the key. So all the time we are technical, so we try to do a demonstration showing all the things in the screen. So the key of an excellent demonstration is to show outstanding items that your customer is highlighting during the first call. So this is what they are looking for. So don't follow each menu, field, or functionality. It will be boring for them. So you need to know your audience before you start the training. So who will be on the other side? So most of the time, the demonstration will be online. So you need to know who are on the other side. Is a director, it's IT director or sales director? Who are on the other side? So to prepare a good demonstration. So, and don't make a mistake, follow each menu, field, or functionality. It will be very boring for them.
And always remember, a demonstration, during the demo period, the customer doesn't know if they want to buy it yet. So why are you teaching them how to use the software? So it's like, well, and to create a product, we simply go here, and we can create it here and at this field. But, sir, I don't care. Like, you're trying to explain to me how your software works. Why are you teaching me how to do this? I don't even know if I want it. What if I don't want it? You just wasted your time, you wasted my time. And time is a valuable asset. So we want to make sure that we can demonstrate and not make a tutorial for the customer. Yeah. Customized demo, be different. Create a dummy access for the customer maybe. So if you did some customizations on your demo for the customer, you should do that. In the end, here you go, the credentials to access this demo is this. So they can play around. Maybe a CFO, maybe one of the sales managers wasn't present in the demo. Then they have access to see and to play around with it. We sometimes think, well, but it's going to take half an hour to do all these customizations and dummy access. Well, you want the deal, don't you? It's there. It's our job to provide the best possible solution for our customer. And the demonstration is the most important part, because this is where the customer sees his flow. This is where the customer takes the leap of faith in Odoo and in the partner.
So, good implementation team. You not work if you promise sell and don't deliver it. So, you need to deliver everything that you promise to your customer, because they will tell the other customer about you, and they will be available for you to make a recommendation and to help you to close more customers. But if you don't deliver what you promised at the beginning, it will not work. And you have to be close to your customer, especially during the implementation phase, because we know that it's hard, and you need to be close to your customer to get their feedback and know if the project is going good or not, and try to help the customer to understand the phase of the project, because sometimes it takes 4 months, 6 months, depending on the size of the project, and it's very good if you be close to your customer.
And also, what differentiates a good partner than a normal partner is that, okay, so they can close a lot of deals, awesome. They can deliver on time, fantastic. And then the customer is happy, so they have their retention. A good partner doesn't only need to sell licenses, they need to implement on time. They have their reputation, they have Odoo's reputation. So we're constantly like, hey, how is this project doing? Are we okay? Do we need any help? Because we need to close the sale, make sure the customer is implemented in the most efficient way possible, and make sure that the customer is happy with Odoo, with the partner. So we're going to keep that customer with that solution. We don't want just to sell, and then we can't deliver. What is the point? So, does anyone have any questions? Yes.
So what's an example of something that you might offer free of charge, other than trial of or is it just trial that you offer free of charge?
So the most of the part, the customer would like to have some new LOV fields in the screen, for example, with they are on the data, and sometimes they provide to us a file, a text file with some information that we can use to load to make a demonstration, a better demonstration. So this is the most thing that we do free of charge during the demonstration for the customer.
Yeah, customizations in the demo,
Yeah.
Some mapping of the process, because yes, there's gap analysis, of course, we all know that this is part of the business. But sometimes the customer, especially if it's a big project, they're not 100% sure. It's like, okay, but how you're telling me that you're going to deliver this in 4 months? Well, have a brief mapping of all the processes and customizations, a dummy database. So all those small things make you different, make you better than the other one. If you want to be successful, this is how you start. You know, you have to differentiate the way they used to do. Okay, so yeah, here's Odoo. It's great. It does everything. Okay, show me. You know. Other questions?
What is, until when you do it for free? If you have a really complex company or situation, is there like a phase 0 that you charge in order to do a correct analysis of the situation and be able to do a good quote for it?
So during the quotation and the negotiation, we don't charge the customer. So everything that they ask that we saw that it's possible to do free of charge, then we tell them, and we can make that and create the environment, add some fields, and try to show a better demonstration to them. If they ask something that is very complex, then we explain that it's too complex to do at this phase, and depends on the size of the opportunity. So because you know you expend a lot of money trying to get the customer, and if you have one at your side, and then you can expend some money to try to close the deal. So if you don't expend the money at this time, so you can lose the customer to other competitor. So and then you need to analyze that. This is why you need to be close to your salesperson too, to understand the opportunity, to try to understand if it's a big opportunity or not. So how long I can go to create the customization that they ask me before they close the deal. So this is how we are doing today.
Yeah, hi. So you mentioned like you are partner in 3 countries right now.
Yes.
So how is it helping and how you went about it? Like you first established yourself in Brazil and then you went ahead. Just want to understand, like I'm based in India, so I want to understand how it worked out for you.
Okay, we start in Brazil. At the beginning, we got some customers in Europe and the United States that comes from a multinational company in Brazil. So because of our good relationship with them in Brazil, so then we got the opportunity in other countries. And now we start the business here in US. So we have a legal company here now, and we are expanding to US and Canada. And we are planning to go to Europe next year.
So do you have just one account manager with Odoo or multiple people, like for different countries?
Today, because all the visibility that we have is in America, so Mateus is our account manager for all the countries. But if we go to Europe, probably we'll have another one, right,
Yes,
Mateus?
yes. It's going to be, because since it's Odoo SA and Odoo Inc. are the same company, but we have different employees, also language barrier, depending on the country. So yeah, in the Americas, I manage all 3 CLIT visibilities. And were them to have more visibilities in the Americas, I would also manage those. But as soon as they leave to the European market, then it would be out of my reach. But I would still manage the Americas market.
How many are on your team?
Sorry?
How many persons are on your team working with you?
Today I have 2 salesperson in Brazil and another 2 for Canada and the United States. So my team has 4 people, and I'm the manager of this team, and I have a partner with me that is the manager. I'm the director, and I have a partner with me that is the manager of the sales team. So we have 3 how can I say?
Segments
in the sales team.
But including the developers and everything.
Including the whole,
the whole,
the technical support, implementation team, and the developers, the whole picture.
We have 3 developers. So I have 2 functional person that only do the configuration and do, and another developers, and the 4 sales team.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
What's our annual revenue of the company, if you don't mind?
Annual revenue. Annual revenue of the company. So
my company, for the last year, only for the Odoo business or for the
total?
The total 1 or 2 million.
1.2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what if the customer wants to just download the free version of Odoo? Do you help them, or only if they buy the licenses or whatever?
No, we always help the customers. They even download the free version and they have questions. Every successful partner, I won't say duty because it sounds a bit harsh, but it's in the partner's best interest to help the customer. Because when the customer goes to a more mature phase, that's who they're going to remember. The person that helped me free of charge. I mean, of course, there's also, right, where you draw the line with the customer. Like her question, like, okay, so where do you stop with customizations and free trials? It varies case by case. But a lot of people that download the free trial, they will end up with questions. And if you can answer them clearly, it's a guarantee that they will end up working with you. I mentioned free trial. Any other questions? I think we're about 7 minutes over our time. Well, thank you guys very much. We do appreciate the time.